So guys, we've had one hell of a start to our season so far. We've got some more new arrivals at the club and we are on some really good form. We've been undefeated since you last saw us play at the very beginning of the season. Let's get into this. Welcome back then guys to the Stones Rolling On Up series and to episode 29. I hope you're all doing really well. We as Maidstone United are doing pretty damn well in terms of the league, that is for sure. And we've got some more newer roles as I've just mentioned at the club. I'm really pleased with who we've managed to pick up. I've still got my eye on a few other players. Of course, we're now into September. I've gone through a whole month in game. I managed to finalise some more signings for the club. I'll run through with you who we picked up since last episode, and they are Dion Sanderson, who we previously mentioned in last episode, and also a player who I've nicknamed Buddy Joel, just because I could not pronounce his actual name. So first of all, we've got Dion Sanderson, the young centre-back who I mentioned previously, can also play right-back and right wing-back, so a very versatile player for us, a very good option, and he's come in and done a very good job since he's arrived, to be totally honest. He has looked really, really decent for this level, and he's only 21, so he's only going to get better. So really pleased with his pickup. He's on not too high of a wage of £1.3 thousand a week, and considering he's only one of our best players, I think that's quite a good deal. He's also signed for at least 2 years. Some really, really positive signs with Dion joining us here at the club. The other signing we've got, as I mentioned, is Buddy Joel. He's only just signed. He's only been here for one game, and he's looking really, really good. He is another centre-back, so we've made a lot of signings at the back, we really have, but as we're playing 5 at the back, it makes sense for us to do so. He, again, is very versatile. He can actually play both full-back roles, and he's just a very, very good player for this level. He's very well-rounded and just very competent. He can also play as a ball-playing defender as well, which I like. He's not bad on the ball, but he's mainly going to be playing the central defender cover role, the role that Oliver Denham had been playing. I had found in the first few games he'd been kind of making a lot of mistakes, so I then saw Buddy Joel here, who I will tell you what his real name is in a moment, and I thought, tell you what, you can come in and do a much better job. He's on quite a bit of money. He's on £1.6 thousand a week, but he's 21. He's a very good player, very good on the ball, and I just feel very confident having him at the team. His actual name is Joel Owen Latib Brodewy. I've no idea, but I took that to be like Latib Buddy almost. So hence I've gone for Buddy and then Joel. So that's what we're going for with his name. It's a lot easier than what he's actually called, and I just can't be bothered to keep on getting that wrong every time. So he is Buddy Joel from now on. He was a former Man City trainee. He had spent time at FC20 in the first season of the game on loan and played 9 times in the Eredivisie. So I think it's worth bringing him in. He is a very good player for this level, that is for sure. We've got one more player we're looking to still get in currently, and that is goalkeeper, because obviously I still haven't got one in yet, but I finally got my eye on one and actually got a deal at least agreed in principle for one, and that is Joe Day. I can't remember off the top of my head if I mentioned him last episode, but this is who we're bringing in. Hopefully he will agree a contract. It's for £1.6 thousand a week, so quite a big outlay, but he's a lot better than Julie. He's got really good reflexes, which at this level was so important. And he's only 31, so he still have a good 2, 3, 4 years in him probably before he starts to decline. So hopefully we can get him in and he can do a good job. Plus, where he is 31, he's got 17 determination and he's professional, so he can come in and tutor players as well, which I think is really helpful to have. So going for him here, he's an experienced player. We need some experience in the team, so really pleased with hopefully this pickup if we can get him in. Hopefully, possibly by the next match that we play today, he may have arrived at the club. In terms of our matches though, we have been performing pretty damn well. As I've said, we are undefeated since last episode. We've played 6 games since last episode, the entirety of August, and we haven't lost once. We've won 3, drawn 3, been playing very, very well. We've only conceded 2 goals in those 6 games as well. So defensively, where obviously is arguably the positions I've strengthened the most, we are looking very, very good, that is for sure. We've played 6 games, as I say. We started with Bromley at home, where we got a 2-0 win. We were very comfortable here. We then went away to Stockport, who we have obviously notoriously had problems against. And it was a 1-1 draw. It was a very, very cagey game. Really, really little happened in this game. So 1-1, I took that. Jamie Thomas scored his 2nd goal in as many games at this point. You'll notice on the list here that Jamie Thomas has got a few, so he is scoring goals. We then played Eastleigh at home, where we got another draw, another 1-1. This time again, a very cagey game once more. Just not much really happened in it. Followed that up with a 0-0 draw against FC Halifax. Again, another really cagey game. This 5 at the back formation, it is really good for us defensively, but it does struggle to create opportunities at times. But the fact that we have got 5 at the back means that we can keep those clean sheets on. You can see maybe 1 goal here and there. So it is quite helpful in that regard, because at least if we do struggle to score, we're not conceding as many either. So we're at least kind of keeping more draws, and maybe we might have lost last year with drawing instead. So that is good to see. We then played Ebbsfleet away, local derby. Jamie Thomas was played really, really well, scored twice. We won this 2-0. Really comfortable game. We could have actually won this about 3-4, 5-0 this game. Totally dominated Ebbsfleet, we really did. And just really good showing. We then played Chester at home, and they got a player sent off really early on, only 20 minutes into the game. And then we just peppered them. Absolutely peppered their goal. And eventually got a breakthrough with a really good goal from Danny Preston, the left back, in the 80th minute. And then Justin Malazor finished the game off with a late goal in the 88th minute. Again, this game could have been so much more than just a 2-0. But it was a really good performance. We eventually broke them down. Chester just literally sat so many players back, and we just could not break them down. So eventually we did, and it was kind of a bit of a moment of relief, to be totally honest. But as a result of that, after those 6 games, a 6 undefeated streak, we are sitting in 6th place in the National League. We've got 12 points from 7 games, so a possible 21 available. We've got 12, and we are at least sitting in the playoff spots at the moment. Of course, it is very, very close. I mean, there's how many teams on 12 points? There's, 5 teams there on just 12 points alone. So at the moment, it is very tight. But we've got 2 games which are winnable. We're playing Notts County away, first of all, who are in 12th on 11 points. And then we have Solihull Moors, who are currently sitting in 22nd place at home. Solihull, who of course finished 4th last year, at one point looked like they were going to win the league, are really, really struggling this year. Not quite sure what's happened to them. But I'm hoping today we can possibly get another 4 points to add to our 12 and hopefully sit in and around the top lot of the playoff spots quite possibly. But that's how we've done in terms of our games in between this episode and in terms of our signings. Really, really pleased with that. But let's get into our tactics for the Notts County game here. So tactically then, guys, we're going pretty strong. We're going with Julian next. Of course, she is still the only goalkeeper that we have currently at the club. We've then got Stefan O'Connor in the right central defending role, with Buddy Joel, the newly signed centre-back, in that centre-back cover role. Dion Sanderson's playing the left centre-back role. He's very capable of playing there, so very pleased with him. We then got Joel Senior at right back, Danny Preston at left back, the kind of the usual 2 you're probably going to get used to seeing in those full-back roles. We then got Maddie Smith and Alfie Payne in the centre of midfield. Matthew Smith has been playing really, really well. In fact, both the central midfielders are. You can see their average ratings here on the right of a 7.05 for Maddie Smith and a 7.24 for Alfie Payne. They've both been really, really good. Both got quite a few assists already, always having lots of key passes. They're both really dominating the midfield, which is really good to see. We then got Malazor on the right, still got Wishart on the left. I haven't managed to find a left winger yet who's impressed me enough, so I'm not rushing out to buy one because I don't see the point of getting one and then I'll need to replace him in 6 months, 12 months time. So I'm sticking with Wishart and Malazor for the moment. They're still doing a good enough job, at least for now. And then up top is Jamie Thomas with his 4 goals in 7 matches, his 7.13 average rating. He is finally back in form. So that is really, really good to see. But that is how we're lining up. And let's get into this first game here against Notts County. So let's submit our side then, and we'll see how they line up against us for the first game of the episode today. So Notts County are going with a 4-2-3-1 defensive midfielder, I guess, based tactic there. It looks quite defensive, to be totally honest. I mean, they have got a strong squad, but once again, Notts County are struggling in the league. I don't ever quite understand quite what goes on with Notts County. They often seem to struggle, it seems, despite having such a strong squad. But we've had a good team talk there. We're away in the purple today. I am hoping we can possibly get a draw against them here at Meadow Lane. And maybe then we can go off and play Solihull next and get a win. As long as we get 4 points today, I'll be very happy. I think anything less is going to be quite poor, especially because obviously we're aiming for the top half of the table, top kind of playoffs, and maybe even higher. So we need to be making sure we pick up as many points as we can, even against the tough sides in the league. Wishart here on the ball, though, that's unluckily cleared. O'Connor's got it back. And one thing I have noticed that's quite nice to see, hang on, is Jamie Thompson's got the ball, unlucky there, good little effort, is that when the opposition do clear against us, because obviously we have the 3 centre-backs, we have a nice flat line where our centre-backs often collect the ball and recycle the play and stuff. So we don't often get caught on the counter very often, which is good to see, even with our wing-backs push up quite well, quite offensively. It's good to see then. Oh my days, Justin Malazor, what an effort that was. Flipping heck, that would have been a wonderful goal. Very unlucky. But yeah, as I was saying though, we don't get countered very often, which is a nice thing to have with this tactic. I do like having a good bit of defensive solidity. It's one of the things I often like to build my tactics around, is being very good defensively. So seeing that is really, really nice to have. It certainly is. Morecambe. Notts County's goalkeeper though there with the ball, Sam Slocum. What's going to happen here? Are we going to get the ball back, or is it going to be a Notts County highlight? Joel Senior's won it back to O'Connor. He's lumped it up, not really to anyone unfortunately though. And Notts County back on the ball. That's poor from us. So we got it back. Manny Smith's done very well to win the ball back. That's poor from Joel Senior. He's won it back again though to a Malazor here. It's a long ball. Jamie Thomas is through. Jamie, you're not scoring there, are you? No. Unlucky. Not a bad little effort. That is quite often how a lot of our goals come about, is that we do play long direct balls up to the likes of Jamie Thomas or whoever's playing up top at the time, and then we try and put those in the back of the net. So it is quite handy having an advanced forward like Jamie who can try and break the offside trap. That's a good block there from our defender. We're going to win the ball back. No, it's in the highlight anyway. Oh well. But that is how a lot of Jamie's goals have come about. And also he's won a penalty as well from doing that similar thing where he just runs past the last man and they just bring him down. Alfie Payne free kick to O'Connor. It's hit the post. So unlucky. We're looking so dominant right now. We really are. It's surprising we haven't scored yet. Hopefully we can get one before half time. Really settle the nerves if we can do. If blimmin' Notts County get one now, that is going to be so undeserved. I don't think they've had a shot all half yet. And okay, Julie's got that nice and comfortably. Julie, to be fair to her, I'm looking to get a new keeper in. Julie has played very well. I think she's had 3 or 4 clean sheets already this season. And has played very, very well. There was one game, I can't remember what it was against. It may have been the Bromley game, I think, earlier on. I can't remember. But she made 2 really, really top-class saves and actually kept us in the game initially, because I think it was 0-0 when she made the saves. And they were really, really decent attempts by Julie. Hang on, Jamie Thomas at the post. He's got it in. Lovely little flicked header there. A bit of a mistake there between the goalkeeper and the defender. A bit of a mix-up. But Jamie Thomas gets his 5th goal of the season. It's crazy to think he's already on 5. We're only at September, and it took him about 6 months last year to get 5 goals because of the injury he had at the beginning of the season. But a nice little goal there. A really nice little flick in at the near post. Well done, Jamie. Well done. And Malazor is playing well. Wishart currently, though, is struggling. Hang on. Oh, how did that not go in? Sanderson flicked it to O'Connor and somehow didn't go in. But yeah, Dan Wishart has really struggled so far since the restart for the season. So that is kind of why I am looking for the left winger option. Hang on. I thought Jamie was going to get there. And so yeah, so currently Wishart isn't kind of in my good books at the moment. And neither is Kinsella. Kinsella's played better than what Wishart has, but I like kind of having the natural width on the left, so I don't play Kinsella as often. I'm going to say though, with that first half, that we got to goal against Complacent. We have played very well, but I don't want us to go out there and just throw it away. I'm going to say, for those who didn't listen, I'm not very happy, and they all like that. So that's good. I'm thinking I may take off Stefan O'Connor relatively soon because he is booked. And I don't want him getting sent off. In fact, I am just going to make that change. I've got Denham on the bench. So I'll bring Denham on. We'll put Buddy Joe on that side. Swap the lads over. I was thinking about making him a ball-playing defender. I won't. I'll just keep on a normal central defender role. See how that goes. But we are really dominating this game. We really are. We've had like 16 shots to Notts County's 3 so far. We're playing very, very well, which inevitably means we'll get FM'd and Notts County will score in a minute, I expect. Hopefully not. Oh, hang on. Oh, Jamie, you're definitely offside though, surely. Yeah, way off. I presume that was the case. I wonder if it will show us actually how far off he was. Let's have a look. And yes, Jamie, you are about 5 miles offside, mate. I don't understand how you haven't realised that. I mean, it wasn't a bad little finish, but that was awful in terms of how he timed his run, or didn't time his run, because it wasn't timed whatsoever. He just basically went, sod it, I'm just going to go and stand offside and hope I get the ball. Thinking he's playing like pre-1980s football, basically. Oh, hang on. Oh, as if Notts County have just scored that. Oh, that's so frustrating to see. They've done nothing all game. They just hit a long bomb from like 25 yards and it goes in. Of course they do. Right, well, I said about Wishart not playing particularly well, so we're going to take him off for Kinsella. And we're going to go attacking, I think. That's going to be a change. Oh, I'll put some counter press as well. That'll be the only changes I'm going to make for the moment, though. We'll see if that does us any favours at the moment. And if needs be, I will go 2 up top. I've got James Berry, the young striker that we signed on the bench. Hang on, no, Jamie Thomas. He scored again. He can't stop scoring at the moment. He's playing so well. I'm going to put us back to balance now, though, now that we have scored. Get in there, Jamie. He has looked like a different animal this season. He looks like the player we knew in Season 1. I think last year he just really struggled with confidence and things like that. And then obviously towards the end, when we changed the tactic up, he started playing a lot better. And he's carried that form over into this year now. And he's looking really good. He's got 6 goals in 8 games now. So really pleased with what we're seeing from Jamie. I am wondering if we go more defensive. In fact, I'm going to bring the fullbacks back and just have them sit as flat fullbacks and so on now instead. I'm also going to pull the wingers back as well, I think. You can go on inverted. You can go on inverted as well. We'll go defensive. We'll go time wasting. We'll stop the overlap, stop passing space, that type of stuff. And I'm going to take off Alfie Payne for the Belgian, swap Maddie Smith with the Belgian over. And go for it like that, I think. And hopefully we'll just see this game out, maybe. We'll stop all this stuff as well. We'll drop the line back ever so slightly and all. Hopefully that will kill the game off, maybe. We have deserved this, so it's a good performance if we get the win, which we have done. Get in there, lads. Well done, Jamie. He was played very well. A good game once again from Matty Smith and all. I just saw it. I think he had a 7.8, is that? No, 7.7, but yeah, another good performance from him. Good performance from Justin Malazor. 2 assists from the Malazor here. Really good performance. What does that do for us in the league? It puts us up into 5th place on 15 points. We're looking very good at the moment. We really are. So next up is Solihull. So I'll see you at that game in a few seconds. So we're now here at the Solihull game and we have managed to sign our new goalkeeper in Joe Day. I'm putting him straight into the squad ahead of Julie Andrews. I think it makes sense to do so. He's fit enough to go straight into the squad. So Joe Day is starting in net. I've got Sanderson playing at right centre-back with Buddy Joel. I brought Mark McGuinness back into the defence just because of the fact Stefan O'Connor had a bit of a poor game last match when he got booked and everything. So I've dropped O'Connor for McGuinness. Got Joel Sin at right back, Danny Preston at left back. The usual midfield of Alfie Payne and Maddie Smith. We then got Malazor on the right. I've then got Stephen Kinsella this time on the left because after Wishart had such a poor performance last time I decided to drop him. And then Jamie Thomas is starting up front. And a nice familiar name to see on the bench is the one and only Charlie Seaman. He has made his way back onto the bench. So maybe we'll get to see some Seaman on the pitch today. We'll have to wait and see. But that's our lineup. So let's get into this game. So let's submit our side then and we'll see how Solihull line up against us. In fact, actually we need to give Joe Day a number. So of course he's our first choice keeper. So he's going to get a number 1. Because of course Julie, I believe, is number 13, I think. Because she is our backup keeper. So Solihull are going 4-2-3-1. Of course Solihull are really struggling at the moment. They're right down the bottom of the league. So I'm going to tell the lads they should be winning the match. Most of them agree. I'm going to tell the rest that they have faith in them. And we'll see how we get on. We're at home in the amber and black. Here against Solihull, of course, we played them just towards the end of last season. We got that 4-2 win when we first went to the 5 at the back formation. So hopefully we can kind of repeat that today and get another win over them here. So Solihull are indeed 22nd. They've only got 5 points. They've won 1 and drawn 2 of their 9 games. And obviously currently one of those games they've drawn is actually the one that we're playing. So if they lose here today, they would have only won 1 and drawn 1 of their opening 9 matches. So hopefully we can keep on inflicting that misery upon Solihull's season so far. Looks like there's going to be a free kick here about 30 minutes into the game, which means that probably Alfie Payne will take it, which he is. Come on, Alfie. Come on, he's gone for it. Oh, that was very near there. Alfie's free kicks are very decent on that left foot of his. Are we getting a corner now? Yeah, we are getting a corner. Going to be Alfie taking the corner as well. So up to Mark McGuinness at the far post, and he's clipped the bar. Back out to Alfie. Hang on, McGuinness at the far post. Hit it, son. Lay off, Kinsella. Oh, that should have been a goal. There's no excuse we should have scored then. That was 2 gilt edge opportunities then. Kinsella's one especially. He had time in the middle of the box and he should have scored that. Oh, that's very disappointing. Mark McGuinness, though, of course, the really tall centre-back that we have, he's very dangerous from corners. We saw on the opening day when he scored one against Torquay. I don't know if he's actually scored any since, but he always wins those headers every single time. So he is very good. It will be inevitable. He will get goals from set pieces. So, and to be fair, because of the fact we have 3 centre-backs as well, it does really help with that. So hopefully we should see quite a few goals from set pieces this year. I think it is actually one of the objectives the board has is to like make the most of set pieces. So it definitely helps having 3 centre-backs, that is for sure. We're going to get the ball back here, or is it a Solihull opportunity? And Alfie's won it back from a poor clearance from the keeper. Back to Alfie here. What are you going to do with it? Over to McGuinness. Come on, Matt Smith. Okay, he's gone for a long ball up to Malazor. Justin, that is pathetic, mate. That is awful. That is always the one thing with Justin shooting. He does have a habit of just doing little P-rollers sometimes. 0-0 at half-time. I'm going to tell us I'm not actually happy with that performance. I know I said before the episode that I'll be happy with 4 points, but the fact we've beaten Notts County, I expect us to then go to Solihull and beat them as well, especially at home. So I do want to see a better performance from us in this second half. I really do. This isn't good enough. A 0-0 draw currently. We're dominating the game. Okay, another highlight here. Joel Senior throwing up to a Malazor. I thought he'd overthrown that, but Malazor has won it. Come on, Justin. What are you going to do with it, son? He's going for a bit of a mazy dribble here at the moment. You can lay it off. Okay, now he's giving it back to Alfie Payne. He's giving it to Maddie Smith, who's done another one of his lovely passes that he manages to do over to Preston here at left back. Back inside to Alfie Payne to Kinsella. Come on, go for it. Oh, it's another blocked effort. Kinsella, mate. You needed to put one of those two away. There's no excuse. Over to Sanderson. A lot of space here for Kinsella now. Come on, lay it off. Oh, he's looped it in. Are we going to get anything from this at the end of the highlight? I don't really know if this highlight's just going to phase out, really. Joel Senior ball in. Again, not to anyone. Back out to Alfie Payne, then to Kinsella. Payne back to Preston. He's looped it in. Again, not to anyone, though. Kinsella. Come on. Jamie Thomas. Malazor, please. Come on, Justin. That is a really nice goal, actually. I was kind of getting more and more annoyed that we weren't really working something, but that was a really well-worked goal then. A little flicked header from Jamie Thomas to Malazor's feet. Manages to finish it quite calmly into that bottom left there. Really, really well done here. Good ball in, good little flick across, and a good finish from Justin. I am going to make a change for us now, though. I'm going to take off Joel Senior for Charlie Seaman. Let's bring him on. We haven't seen him in quite some time. It's old Charlie Seaman. Let's get Seaman onto the pitch and see if he can hopefully not make any mess. Can Charlie Seaman? Of course, it's his first time playing for us in over a year now. And he's coming onto a game which we are massively dominating. And he's obviously coming into a side which is very, very different from the side that he left about 18 months ago. So we haven't seen anything since the goal. I'm thinking we're going to go more balanced now. And I'm actually going to take off Jamie Thomas for James Berry. It's a straight swap. He's a decent youngster. We'll just bring him on and see if he can kind of do anything for us. And we'll also put a bit of time wasting on now, I think, as well. I'm going to take off the overlap on the left. And we'll see what happens. I've got one more sub, so I might make that into the last few minutes. Although there is a highlight here for Solihull, or at least starting with a Solihull keeper. Is it actually going to be a chance for them, or is it going to be another one for us? Kinsella's done very well to win the ball back. Preston to Berry. Come on. He's fresh on the pitch. He is quick, is James Berry. Come on, son. Come on. He's got it across. Not really to anyone, unfortunately. Is it going to get cleared, or is it going to be our highlight? I don't know why. I think that was Buddy Joel kind of retreated from the ball there. He could easily have won that then. It's really quite poor, and it's going to be a goal in it. Oh, okay. Right, we're going to pull the fullbacks back once more. We're going to pull the wingers back again, similar to what we did against Notts County. And I'm going to take off Kinsella for Wishart. I'm actually going to make Wishart a defensive winger as well, and we'll go defensive. And we'll start time wasting more. We'll drop the line, and we'll hold our shape and slow the pace down. Hopefully, this can see the game out. It's just over 4 minutes at a time. Are we going to get a nice little 1-0 win? We certainly are. 2 wins in the episode. Very, very good to see. It's been very nice start to the season. This really has been. Only 1 defeat in the opening 9 games. A good win there for us, lads. Well done. Get in there. So league-wise, we are up into 4th place. And we're only 4 points off of 1st position as well. It's been a very, very good start to the season. It really has. Bit of a dull game, that. Has to be honest there against Solihull. But we got the win. We got the job done. That's all that matters. In terms of our schedule, though, guys, I am thinking, because obviously where it is the second season in this league, I want to get through this a bit quicker than last year. So I am actually going to jump through the rest of September and jump right up until that FA Cup game in towards the middle of October. So I'm going to go basically a full month in game. So we've got what looks like another 6 league games to play, and then we'll be coming back next time for the FA Cup match. Obviously we don't know who it will be yet. I won't find that out for a few weeks in game. But we'll come back for the FA Cup game for the 4th qualifying round, and then we'll probably play Hartlepool afterwards, unless, of course, the FA Cup game goes to a replay, in which case we'll play both replay matches. But that's what we'll come back for next episode, is the FA Cup. So guys, that just about wraps up today's episode. Overall, you think you've got to say pretty good performances there in both of those matches. We've got 2 wins, 2 comfortable wins, to be totally honest. I mean, Notts County we dominated, Solihull we dominated. I mean, the results themselves weren't overly convincing, a 1-0 and a 2-1, but the actual performances from the lads were very, very good to see. We've also made some more good signings, of course, like to Sanderson, Buddy Joel, and now Joe Day as well, a new goalkeeper for us. Are very good signs. Of course, we're still looking out for another winger, so I have to wait and see if I can get one before next episode. But speaking of next episode, something to look forward to with the FA Cup. Of course, we're making a big jump, so there's going to be a lot of games played in between. But hopefully we can continue on our good form. And so by next episode, we may find ourselves still either in the playoffs or challenging at the top of the table, quite possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, then please do chuck a like on the episode. And also let me know down in the comments section what you thought of our games today, and also what you think of our new signings that we made as well. Plus, do let me know if you think I should make it a priority in terms of signing a new winger, and if you have any ideas. I've got 1 or 2 in mind, but I'm really not convinced on any of the players that I've seen, mainly because they all want so much blooming money. So at the moment, I'm kind of putting the winger hunt on hold, I suppose, until I can find someone who really does tick all the boxes for me. Finally, guys, as well, if you are looking forward to seeing more of the series, then do subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with everything Stones Rolling On Up. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again next time.